Hi guys, it's Dan here. So we had an exciting Apple event just 2 days ago where Apple, as expected, introduced their new Apple Silicon chip called M1. The company promises huge boost in performance as well as in battery life, so for sure some of you are considering buying the new Mac, myself included, and if you do, let's go over several mistakes to avoid when buying the new Apple Silicon MacBook. So the first one is memory. There is no more user replaceable memory, and now, since the memory is directly on the chip itself, you can select only 8 or 16 GB of memory. So think carefully if 8 GB is enough, and if not, then go straight away for 16 because it might be much harder to upgrade later. And if you need more than 16 GB of RAM, then unfortunately there is no Apple Silicon for you, at least not for now. Currently the only available MacBooks with 32 GB and higher are the Intel ones. The second one is ports. Not sure if you noticed, but all presented devices with Apple Silicon M1, including Mac Mini, have only 2 Thunderbolt ports, so if you have an external SSD or 2 or more screens, this might be an issue for you. You can still buy the high-end Intel MacBook with 4 ports, but if you want the new Apple Silicon, you might have to consider an adapter to connect more devices. Number 3. The same chip. This year the new MacBook Pro does not come with a better chip. Actually, all devices, Mac Mini, MacBook Air and MacBook Pro, are using exactly the same M1 chip. One small difference is that the base version of MacBook Air has only 7-core GPU versus 8-core on the higher end or MacBook Pro. But still, it might turn out that there is really not much difference between all of them, so if you are looking for a more budget solution just to replace some slow Windows machine, Mac Mini might be the smarter choice for you. Number 4. Fans. One of the main differences between MacBook Air and MacBook Pro is fan. MacBook Pro has a fan and MacBook Air doesn't, which means that it's completely silent all the time. Of course, the fan can give you a bit better performance in demanding tasks, since it will keep the chip cooler and allow it to work on higher frequency. Without fan, in some cases the chip has to limit itself not to overheat. So you need to decide here what is more important for you: maximum performance on MacBook Pro or silent work on MacBook Air. And please don't forget that even without the fan, the new MacBook Air should have pretty amazing performance anyway. So it's still a very good choice even for photo and video editing. And the last point, but possibly the most important one, is app compatibility. We cannot forget that this is ARM architecture, so there might be compatibility issues with a lot of apps. Of course, Apple promises that with Rosetta 2, most of the current apps should work without issues, but it's unclear what will be the performance of such apps, and still this will probably not work for more complex apps. So if you have some applications which are essential for your work, it might be better to wait a week or two for some reviews to show up to be sure that the apps that you are using are working without issues, and that you can transfer your workflow to the new M1 MacBook without any hiccups. So that's all guys. I hope that it was useful and it will help you to make a better decision. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. Also, more videos on Apple Silicon performance and app compatibility are coming soon, so if you want to see these, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.